What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on my channel. Before you get started, drop me a like, comment, subscribe, be fantastic. Thank you to everybody who's recently subscribed and commented and liked and viewed my videos. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to build a community, so you know, the more feedback the better. I had some feedback to make a Twitter, which I will do at some point. It's just a bit hard with a baby to get the time to do things, but we'll get straight into it. Don't have a lot of time before football. So first one is Aaronson from Dinamo Zagreb. He's a midfielder, he's been seen as a combative midfielder, but very techy with his feet. He's got a bit of pace. He can play on the wing. He can play attacking midfield and central midfield, but mainly he's an attacking midfielder. 23 years old, rumoured to be about 30 million, so about the same as what Aaronson would cost. What Aaronson cost us. I like the look of him. I don't know, I can't profess to know much about him. I do remember seeing him a few videos online over the last year, but yeah, I don't know a lot about him. But looks like a right player. Looks like he'd fit in well in our system. He's ready made for the Premier League with his physicality. He's a bigger bloke, well, not massive, but he's solid, a solid guy. So I like the sound of him. Whether we get him or not, I don't know. I don't know if this is one of those ones that's just a bit of smoke and mirrors and ends up just disappearing. Kind of like Rodrigo De Paul and Noah Lang, which happened last year, although Noah Lang had a bit more traction than De Paul. But interestingly, those two have popped up again on this in the last couple of days. Noah Lang, we've been touted as competing with AC Milan for his signature. And also Rodrigo De Paul went to Atletico Madrid last year, but it doesn't look like he's had that great of a time there. He's been okay, but probably hasn't hit the ground running. I don't see De Paul having legs after last year. I just don't. That rumbled on for so long, and nothing came of it. So I'll be very, very surprised if we are in there again. Yeah. Look, I'd like him to come to Leeds, but I just don't see that happening. Noah Lang will be fantastic. Only problem is we're not playing. I don't think we're going to play with wingers anymore. But I do think he can play centrally. Very good with his feet. Can score goals. He gets a lot of assists. He's unselfish. So that's one that I'd like to eventuate. I think they're talking about 25 million-ish, 25 million for him. He's had a fantastic season with Bruges. So yeah, that's two signings there. Probably more on the more unlikely side. I'd like to see Noah Lang come in, but I got a feeling that AC Milan will pivot to him. But they are talking about his they can't meet his wages, I believe it was. No, sorry, might be the transfer fee. Anyway, on to the next one. So after those three, there is Collins from Burnley, central defender, so centre half. I don't think we need a centre half, so this one surprises me. 22 years old, very good player. One of the only assets that Burnley have to sell and get some money for. Not really a fee in mind, but I'd love to get him in. There's a few clubs after him. Everton's after him, and Newcastle. But I just don't think we need a centre back, and I think it'd be wasted money. I don't think we have all that money, all much money to spend this transfer window anyway. So it'd be surprising if we decide to waste it on a centre back, which we have 3 or 4 good enough centre backs anyway. So I just don't think that one's got as much legs. I wouldn't like that transfer. Sorry, not that I wouldn't like it. I'd like it, but I just don't think it's what we need, and I'd be a bit disappointed if that's the position we choose to strengthen. I think we need another midfielder, like a proper midfielder. Aaronson more like a winger / attacking midfielder. I do think we need a defensive midfielder. Maybe a defensive midfielder and another attacking midfielder would be fantastic. Striker, need a striker. Still no talk on who the striker is. Like I said in a previous video, Che Adams popped up. And Kedia, but I don't think that's going to happen. So maybe Che Adams. Apparently Victor Orta wanted Che Adams. He also liked him, but it wasn't his choice. So yeah, not too sure the striker is, but midfielder wise, there is a defensive midfielder that's been touted again. I'm not too sure his name is, but nothing really with legs yet. I really want I think Sander Berge would be class. I really think from Sheffield United he'd be the guy that I'd want to see come in. He's a bit versatile, can play in any role in midfield, but yeah, I just don't know. Leeds seem to buy players that nobody knows who they are, where they've come from, or where the rumours come from. It's just it just happens. Aaronson we sort of obviously knew about, but literally season ended and then all of a sudden he signed. So we like to do things a bit more stealthily, and we like to do things quickly. So if I'm seeing these rumours, I just know deep down that I just don't think it's probably going to happen because it's been rumoured. So I'll talk about the outgoings. So I'm waffling. I don't have time to edit this either, so you got to hear the waffling. Outgoings. So Rafinha's apparently, the Rafinha deal to Barcelona's on the rocks. They don't have money. I said this in the last video. I don't want him to go for anything less than what he's worth. And I know Rafinha wants to leave, but you can't just let him go. So apparently Barcelona don't have the money for it. It's all coming down to whether Ousmane Dembele leaves. Apparently his wages are the big issue. I know he's on a large amount of money per week, so it's all rested on Dembele leaving. It's a bit frustrating because I have a feeling that we'll bank on Rafinha money to make some of these signings. And but obviously if Rafinha stays, then fantastic. We don't need another attacking midfielder. But it makes me wonder whether that means that Phillips is definitely going to go. I think Phillips does go. They're talking about West Ham's pulled out their interest of Phillips, which is just stupid because it was never there in the first place. But it looks like Man City are the ones. I think he'll want to leave. I think we should sell him because I think we can get a good amount of money for him. So I think if he wants to stay, then let him stay. But if he wants to go, get the money for him. But we need to sign some good players with it. We need to sign 2 quality players with that money. We have to invest 100% of it. It has to be 100%. And the last one, Jack Harrison, looks like it's Everton's coming to the fray now. So you got Newcastle, Tottenham, and Everton looking at him. Everton will be able to pay the wages, obviously, and he's got the link to Frank Lampard from when they were at New York Red Bulls together. I think for him, if I was playing wise, I actually think Tottenham would be the best fit for him as that wing back, because attacking wise, yeah, he scores goals. He does not as much. He's not consistent, but he works back so well. He's defensively very, very good. So I think that Tottenham would be the one to go to. If you're talking about which system would I play in, it would be that one. Not me personally. I couldn't be asked to run up and down the wing like that and wing back. That sounds horrible. But for him, I think that wing back role would be great. But if we're talking about a project, or the possibility of winning titles, yeah, it's got to be Newcastle, isn't it? If you want trophies, and they probably play him on the wing, but I think he'd become a bit part player because I just don't know if I think he's a step up to what they have, but I don't think they realise how inconsistent he is. But look, they do their due diligence, so who knows? They probably do. They probably really do love him, and yeah, I think if we're going to get rid of him, we need to. We don't really need to bring another player in necessarily, but we need to, in that same spot, we need to use that money to sign probably a centre defensive mid. I would say, whatever we sell, we have to buy back in. We can't let the squad get thinner, and we have to buy a couple more players than what we're letting go. So, I think I said before, if 3 players go, we need to bring 6 in. I think 6 is the magic number for this. 6 first-team players is a magic number. Still talking about Dest coming in for Rafinha, injury prone. I spoke about this before. I don't know if you make it part of the deal. I think you got to sell Rafinha for what he's worth, and then if you're wanting Dest, then you go in there and see what you can get for him. But he's injury prone, hasn't really started for Barcelona all that much. So very recent times, I think he's a bit of a luxury player. You know, the name's always appealing. It's a young American who, you know, if you play FIFA, you know that he turns into a decent player. But yeah, I'm not that keen on that one. But anyway, like I said, quick video. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Hopefully you enjoy my content. Bit of a different spot. I'm doing this out the front of my house. Thought I'd sit down. I got the baby inside asleep, so I don't really want to go waking her up with my chit chat. So yeah, drop me a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to new subscribers again. I really appreciate it. And I'll speak to you next day or two about any new transfers. Hopefully new signings have happened, but I don't see that happening for maybe another week or two, knowing Leeds. But yeah, enjoy the video and peace.